And speaking of hockey, it's over. So it's it. Vegas did the thing. Shout out my boy Bruce. I'm so happy for that fucking guy. I love that dude. Of course, now in Boston, everyone's like, of course, once again, Don Sweeney fucks up, as if Jim Montgomery didn't just come in and set an NHL record and wins points, like what percentage, like all that good shit. But Vegas gets it done, just piss pounding Florida. I think they shouldn't have counted that last game as a win. They should have lost because they didn't put up the 10-piece McNugget. They didn't put down a dime bag on Florida. They only got to 9. Cowards.
Cowards.
I mean, they just beat the wheels off of Florida, both on the scoreboard and physically. Like, half of Florida's lineup's going to need crazy surgery, going to be out for months. I think in the regular season, these guys, if it was like February with some of these injuries, they'd be like, yeah, we're going to shut them down for the regular season. They'll come back playoffs. But good for them for like trying to come back. But I mean, Vegas was just unstoppable. Like Florida didn't have a chance. I thought it would be like closer. Obviously, I picked them in 7 or Vegas in 7, so I got the Vegas part right. But I mean, what are your thoughts? I really was hoping we get more than 5, but at the same time, when it was like a blowout every game, I was like, all right, let's just fucking end this.
Well, I got to be honest. When I saw a half hour before puck drop that Matty Tkachuk was out, I absolutely hammered the puck line for Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just knew the environment they were coming into, the way Vegas was buzzing, not having Tkachuk. You knew that if they could put in 1 or 2 in the first period, which is exactly what happened, you're going to take the wind out of their sails. And you could see it. Guys were hanging their heads already. I didn't expect it to be a fucking 9-3 finish. I think part of that can be attributed to the game was out of hand and both teams just kind of gave up on the whole defense thing. But it was pretty wild. And I do think this is the biggest takeaway. And I'm with Mateo on this. Just the ugliest fucking jersey that we've seen lift the cup. And that's big because that basically displaces, I'd say, 07 and 09 are probably the worst 2 that we've seen in quite some time, being Anaheim's black jersey and the old Pittsburgh Penguin white jerseys. Those were pretty bad.
Yeah, agree.
But this was so much worse.
Side note, this is a very like random pull on jerseys. The old Red Wings jersey with the old lettering. I miss those. I don't know if they've actually gone back to those, but now they have like the smaller font. I fucking hate it. I love the old ones, just like eyes have been flapping in the wind. I really wish they didn't. I don't know. They may have actually, to be honest with you, I don't remember anything anymore from this season. I've now wiped the whole season from my memory. Maybe they did go back to the old lettering, but like I miss those. Like those were sick, and I don't know why they ever changed that. But you are right. Those Vegas, that was. And oh god, the Ducks. You're right. Oh god, you're just bringing. I just got chills thinking of those 2.
Do you agree though that Vegas is worse than 07 Anaheim and 09 Pittsburgh?
Horrible. They like Vegas could have. Well, I guess no. NHL doesn't let you because like Vegas when they came in, obviously like broke the mold in every kind of category possible, from like pregame presentation to like the people in the crowd to how insane the games were. They could have gone like Oregon Ducks and just had like a new jersey every fucking week. But the NHL's like, no, that's fun.
I liked their original dark jerseys. They just changed to the gold this year, and I think it's just ridiculous. How about this move, Z? Throwing out the original 5, but how crazy, like, I don't know, it's just kind of funny, and everyone's making fun of it on radio, but there were 6 guys. Will Carrier was the one that got snubbed, and they actually had Cassidy on with Jeff Merrick today talking about everything. He's like, yeah, I basically had to go over to Carrier and say, sorry, bud, I'm not throwing you in net, so you're not starting.
He should have started with 6 skaters and no goal. It meant like, oh god, just put them on the table and just go, yeah, fuck it. We know we're gonna bury fucking 9 goals. We're not even putting Hiller in to start the game. We got Carrier and nets, no pads either. Go ahead, take a slap shot. He'll fucking block it too.
Did you just say Hiller?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. People are making fun of it mostly, I think, because of the Carrier part, which is funny. But I love that move still. Call me a fucking loser, but I thought it was cool. And honestly, it's kind of up Cassidy's alley, but like over the years, I know like in Boston, you would like go away from stuff like that. So I thought I was actually kind of surprised by it, but at the same time, he's just throwing him out there to start a game. It was never really gonna like
totally
fuck him over.
I'm sorry, Jacob, you are just notedly wrong. This is the worst take that I've ever seen, except for the fact that if you disagree with us, it's a reasonable chirp to say we're higher than Isha watching UFC. I respect that move, but no.
Well, he's not wrong. It's the best jersey ever because it's the only jersey that's ever been donned in a hockey game ever, or any sport really. They've never had jerseys.
Reasonable. But this is a fun one. This fun fact that Eichel has more NHL championships than Buffalo has NHL, NFL, NBA, and MLB championships combined. Now, obviously, this is a skewed stat because 2 of those don't exist in Buffalo, but still having more than Buffalo's NHL and NFL teams is ridiculous. But what's even better is everyone's going nuts with the whole, is Eichel better than McDavid?
People just can't fucking help themselves. It's the same thing. It was the same thing last year with like the McKinnon versus McDavid thing. Anytime that Colorado did marginally better than Edmonton did in the playoffs, like, whoa, I think this means obviously McKinnon is 10 times. McDavid is not a gamer. Yeah, the fucking most talented player that's ever put on fucking skates, sure. Yeah, I mean, it's the same shit every fucking year.
Totally.
I think people just like need it to be a debate. You know what I mean? Like, of course, they just
want to be controversial, man. And I get it. I do it occasionally.
By the way, fucking Draisaitl still ends the fucking playoffs tied for the most goals in the playoffs with 13.
And Bouchard leads all defensemen in points.
Yeah, fucking unbelievable.
Holy shit. I really do think that they're primed to do well next year. But I got to ask you, because I know you're super excited for your boy Bruce. Are you more excited for Bruce Cassidy, or are you more disappointed that basically biggest tough guy in the NHL history is basically a lock for the Hall of Fame now with 2 cups?
Yeah, whatever, dude. I don't care about that. I'm not going down the negative.
No, never.
Train. Never jumping on the negative train here. I'm all about my boy Bruce. I fucking love that guy. You could tell he was trying to not because I mean they were just beating the piss out of Florida the whole game. It was like halfway through the 3rd period, and you could tell Bruce was already trying to not cry because he just wanted this forever. I was like, I fucking love this dude. So I'm just happy. I'm just happy for that guy more than anything. I don't fucking care about minivan fucking Pietrangelo. Whatever, dude. Throw him in the Hall of Fame. I don't give a shit.
Oh man, can you imagine the reaction if his day with the cup starts with him loading into or loading out of the minivan is the cup?
He can't, dude. He's not a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame just because he's won 2 cups, dude. He's never won a Norris.
On top of everything else he's done, dude. American Elliott literally laughed at the notion. Yes, of course he's in the Hall of Fame. I don't give a shit. I think the whole Hall of Fame discussion is pretty stupid how some of it works out, but when you have those guys saying that it's like nudge it off like it's absolutely a lock, to me that feels like it's a lock.
I guess so. I mean, the Hall of Fame. Yeah, you're right though. It's fucking pointless to play the Hall of Fame debate game.
Is Phil Kessel gonna make the Hall of Fame?
If he doesn't, I'll throw a fit.
I'll be right there with you, probably throwing a slightly bigger fit.
He absolutely was robbed of a Conn Smythe too.
Oh, I completely agree. 16, he should have won the Conn Smythe.
He was such a stud. That Penguins team was insane, but
yeah, but he was so fucking good playing on that 3rd line, dude. Him, Bonino, and Hagelin, and he fucking torched.
Yeah, he's the man, dude. I love that he was just like, you guys said I couldn't fucking win. He hadn't played a playoff game in however many fucking games, and he was like, you fuckers said I couldn't win, and here I am. Suck it. He's
I'm just gonna try not to puke.
He's the best.
He is my hero.
He deserves. He could have the most average NHL career ever, and get scratched in every single playoff series. I just put him in the Hall of Fame just for his personality. That guy is an absolute electric factory. Every time he talks, it's gold. He is just so important for hockey.
just over a week ago, Russo on his Straight from the Source podcast, I believe. I don't think it was his podcast with LaPanta, but he basically answered like a Twitter question where someone asked, like, do you get nervous for certain interviews? If so, for who? And he's like, yeah. I haven't really gotten like nervous for quite some time, but the one time I did was for, I believe it's the 05 draft, 06 draft, one of the two. And he's like, I went there and I was talking to, I can't remember who the other guy was, but it was someone in Kessel. And he's like, dude, I was like so uncomfortable and nervous the whole time because I could not get shit out of him. I tried every move in the book and Kessel gave me absolute dog shit in response. And I'm just like, that's my boy.
I think he was like, I literally was sweating. Like, I mean, I was sweating, and I've never actually sweat during a fucking like interview or like one-on-one, but I was legitimately sweating. That's just Phil, man. He makes you nervous. I do love too. I was like talking did an interview one time, and they asked him about like coaching Phil in Pittsburgh, and he's like, yeah, man, people make a big deal out of it. Like, Phil will talk to you. You just got to bring him in, and, you know, you kind of start the conversation talking about, like, poker. Like, oh, you see that hand last night? And Phil's like, oh, my God, yeah, that was crazy. Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, yeah, and by the way, on the power play, blah, blah, blah. And Phil goes, all right, yeah, cool, sounds good. Bye, talk. It's like, you just got to fucking start. He's a literal dog where you have to trick him into talking about things or, like, doing things, and then he just, like, will actually do what you want him to do.
Just
and
ask him about poker, and he's in. Like, that's it. Yeah.
Which I fucking love it.
Or the only thing that I think stirs him a little bit is if you throw the jab of like, dude, so what the fuck was up with that like jerk off studio that you had in your apartment you're trying to sell? And he will actually like come in and be like, fuck that, dude. I got done dirty. This is bullshit.
That was a very funny picture. This massive TV room with one fucking recliner in it.
I don't think it was even like a recliner, was it?
I don't know. I can't remember. In my head it was, though.
But yes, either way, it was just incredible. That got blown way out of proportion.